I'll just walk you through quickly. Maybe I'll take 15-20 minutes and I'll walk you through what we are covering in this course.
Okay.
Okay, and since you might, because you are already in a computer science program, you might easily understand all these terminology. And what is a full stack? A full stack is especially enables you to build an end-to-end application, both the backend and front end. Okay, that is the primary objective. And where you can do a job. You can become a trainer like me, or you can start your own company. You can start, and or you can work as a remote developer for the other companies who across the world. Okay, therefore you can do multiple, and or otherwise you can become a freelance developer, where you would be working for some clients. Maybe if you were maybe Upwork, maybe you might upload your profile in somewhere where you can become independent freelancer, right? These are the various opportunities that you will have if you become a full stack developer, right? And what are the frameworks we have? When I say frameworks, first we let us talk about the markup languages. HTML and CSS are markup languages, whereas C++, JavaScript, Python, PHP, these are all languages, right? And similarly, we have some frameworks, UI frameworks or libraries like React JS, Angular. And similarly, you have databases like MySQL, MongoDB, and Oracle. And these are the various, this is a combination of markup languages. You have a front end frameworks, and you have a back end, and you have some databases, right? This is a combination which we'll be using for the full stack. We'll see further, how a full stack developer skilling looks like. What is the profile of a full stack developer? What he needs to learn. Okay. Before that, we quickly go through the full stack application architecture. There would be a as a user we'll be using, we type a URL in the in the browser or a mobile. We get some front end, right? That is the front end, which is an application, which can be a website. In case of, if we download an app, it can be an app, or it can be a web. And in app also, you may be having iOS, Windows, maybe Android, etc., right? But primarily, if we talk about, there is an interface which is a front end, and the front end sends a request, and it receives a response, and the response would be in the form of files, right? It doesn't it is a unstructured, some files, maybe structured JSON and JavaScript. All these files will be sent from the, let us say, some data will be sent to the front end, and front end browser interprets all the files, and then it converts into a user readable format, for which HTML CSS are used, right? That is that is in then the back end, right? You have various back end technologies which you can use. For example, PHP, JavaScript is JavaScript based is NodeJS, whereas Python is independent. Python has a backend as a Django, and Java and Spring Boot is another framework, right? You have Java Spring Boot is one framework. You have a Python based Django framework, and you have an JavaScript based Node.js framework, and you have a PHP, and you have also Ruby on Rails. Okay, these are all backends. Okay, we will see which are popular, etc. All those things we will see in further slides, right? And also, once a backend, right, backend has a web server, and web server connects to database and also connects to the front end. It performs two roles. One is, it receives a request from the front end, and that request is from the HTML, CSS, etc. And it has a controller mechanism where it interprets what is the request that is incoming into my web server, and then accordingly, if it requires some data to be fetched from the database, it goes to the database like MySQL, Postgres, whatever databases. It goes and fetches the data and sends back it to the front end. Okay, that is the job of the backend, and it may have some business logic. When I say business, application specific logic. If I have a food ordering app, social media app, maybe streaming OTT application like Amazon Prime or Netflix kind of thing, or I may have taxi app like Uber or Ola. right? I may have various requirements. The business logic also might be there in the logic layer, which is a controller layer, right? And this is the basic architecture. And we have to understand, every full stack developer need to understand what are the types of application that exist in the world. Those are B2B application and B2C. B2B means business to business, means one business creates an application for the purpose of the other business. Okay, therefore the dealing is between business and another business. And whereas in the B2C, the dealing will be, the interaction will be between a business and a consumer. Okay, for example, B2C, the classical example is like social media applications. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have let us say Pinterest, or Instagram. We have these are all B2C applications where a company has developed an application, and without any, no intermediate people are there. Directly, that application is being used by the customer. Facebook is a company, or a Meta is a company, and Meta has developed some platforms. Right now, they have Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Three applications owned by Facebook, and all these three are directly accessed by the consumers. Right? That is the reason why they are called as B2C. B2C, you can see the parameters. Number of users will be in millions and billions, right? In general, the goal is entertainment, content making, connections, social media. All those things are the general goals. Whereas in the case of the B2B application, is a problem solution. Maybe accounting application, maybe banking application, maybe they might be solving some automation kind of thing, maybe they are solving some business problem, right? That is the, whereas the B2C is mainly human problems, human interactions, entertainment, the emotions, right? Humans deal with see normally we go to the job, and after that we have our personal life, right? What is happening in the personal life? I would like to go to a movie, I want to dance, I want to enjoy, I want to share my photographs, I want to interact with my friends, I want to see what they are doing, their photographs I want to see, their friends I want to see, right? And also in the professional space, I want to connect with my some other people who are in my space. Some, maybe if I'm a full stack developer, I want to connect with full stack developers. Maybe I want to connect with, if I'm starting a startup, I want to connect with the investors, right? These are the purposes of the B2C application. Whereas in B2B application, the purpose is entirely different, where the business model will be license based, and whereas B2C is advertisement based. Some companies may be going for subscription, whereas most of the companies right now, if you see, Facebook is free, Instagram is free, WhatsApp is free. How they are able to give free? Because there is nothing free in the world, right? Everything is based on something, right? They are getting advertisements, because in our home profile, right? They will be in our feed they would be displaying a lot of advertisements. Okay, therefore that's how they are earning the revenue. Basic difference, I think you might have got the difference, right? Kemo, any doubt?
Yeah, yes, yes. No, 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 no. I'm just following. Carry on.
Yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, full stack. If you become a full stack engineer, what kind of roles you can expect? Like, you can become a full stack engineer where you code front end and back end, and once you have done these codes, you might be, maybe after some time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, you might decide, say, okay, I'm good at front end, maybe I'm good at back end. If you want to become more familiar to the front end or a back end, if you are working in a startup environment, definitely you will get a chance of a full stack engineer. And if you are want to start your own startup, then also full stack skill set will be useful. But maybe some service companies, maybe they are saying, okay, I want only full stack front end engineer. Maybe some company, service based company, product companies normally prefer full stack engineers. Service based companies, which are like providing services to the other customers, they normally say they do compartmentalize of the roles. Like, you say this guy is front end, this guy is back end, right? Therefore, in those scenarios, you will get those roles. And similarly, software test engineer. Okay, software test engineer need to have an application development background. Without that, to start with, a lot of people who are graduating from the colleges, right? They would be offered as a software test engineer, where they will be helping the engineers, and maybe during the internship they will learn about the application, core application, what how the application functions, how to test that before they are absorbed into full time, maybe a full stack engineer or so. Okay. And if you have let us say a product vision, and how a product look like, and you know how to describe a product requirement, or let us say how to tell, how to convert a product into a user story. Let us say if I have a e-learning application, how to create stories around that. When I say story, it is a product story, not a normal generic story. When I say product story, okay, user persona. Okay, who will be the my user? E-learning application, I'll be having a student. Okay, and then I need a super admin, I need an admin, I need some managers, three, let us say manager for the course upload, maybe manager for analytics, right? And also I may have a partner, okay, where who will be helping me to create the courses. Maybe I may have an affiliate who will be doing advertisement for me, maybe a influencer, YouTuber or so. Okay, therefore these are all the user personas who will be using the application. Okay, based on the user personas, you will be creating user stories. Okay, as a student, or if you ask me what is my story, I'll say I would like to log in successfully using email and one time mobile OTP verification, and I also should have option to log in with Apple or a Google login. Okay, this is my user story. For what? For login purpose, login screen. Therefore, story number one, as a user, I told my story. That's how the requirements are written. If you are well versed with these kind of giving the requirements, then you can become a product manager. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
okay, yeah, and then that means you have a vision of the product, and you can decompose the product into a user stories. If you have that capabilities, you can jump into a product manager role. And developer advocates, who are developer advocates? Companies normally, startups, or let us say who are mid-sized companies and startups, they engage developer advocates. Developer advocates are not nothing, but they are also full stack or engineers. They are also engineers who has already prior experience, but they have good relationships. I mean, with the people, and they can engage the audience, large audience, and they can present products developed by the companies. They can do some advertisement kind of thing. They can talk with many people, and they can inspire and motivate people to join their companies. For example, Google, right? Google has many developer advocates. How they what they do, they go to webinars, they conduct, they advertise about the Google, how good is what are the interesting technologies projects they are working on, why so many talented people should join Google. They'll be talking about Google and then their products, right? Then whoever talented people that are coming out of the colleges, if they get inspired, they will apply for Google, right? That is the role of the developer advocates. They play a public relationship management role for the but these are technical people, okay, not traditional HR people. Okay, and then we have a remote developer mentor.
Okay.
You can also become a remote developer or a mentor like me, right? I'm training people, right? Therefore I do a regular job, as well as I do a training, as well as morning and evening I try to utilize my time for sharing my knowledge, and also I mean make myself abridge with the latest technologies. I want to keep up with latest technologies, so that if I teach, I learn more, right? That's how I want to. Like that, you can also become a remote developer, or you can become a trainer. Okay,
Okay.
and then this is the profile. How? Okay, basics. You can see HTML, CSS, JavaScript. The front end, what comes on the front end, and the frameworks: React, Vue, Angular. The most we will see the popularity right now. Right now, for the moment, see that React, Vue, and Angular. These are the three frameworks. We have moved from traditional HTML, CSS, JavaScript, uh, plain websites, plain web programming, to a framework based programming. Why? Frameworks are offering reusability, and a lot of logics can be separated, then they can be reused, and performance can be increased, and they are better manageability. If a new developer comes in, he can easily understand what has been coded. Whereas in case of normal JavaScript, if dynamic HTML is being used, then it is difficult to track, and there are a lot of issues in having in maintaining website using plain HTML technology. Therefore, frameworks have come up. Similarly, to support the HTML CSS, we have some UI, I mean CSS libraries. CSS library, Bootstrap, Material UI are the CSS libraries, which wherein ready-made CSS elements, buttons, pop-up windows, nav bars, all these things are available, so that we can directly import into the React or a Vue.js and then start coding, rather than reinventing the wheel from the scratch. Right, we can straight away get some ready-made components from the Material UI and Bootstrap. And then we have on the
Yeah.
backend side, we have, yeah, backend side we have already discussed, right? Most popular right now, if you see, Node.js is the most popular framework, and then you have also traditionally people using Java plus Spring Boot. Okay, these two are evergreen, Node.js and Java Spring Boot. Java Node.js is based on JavaScript. Okay, we have to differentiate between JavaScript and Java. JavaScript is entirely different language, and Java is a different language. Okay, JavaScript is
Mm-hmm.
for anybody to do front end. If let us say I'm a Java programmer who is doing back end, even then I have to learn JavaScript if I want to become a front end engineer. Whereas if I know JavaScript, then I can code both front end and back end, because Node.js is based on the JavaScript.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the advantage of using, let us say, React. As if I use React as a front end, then it is also JavaScript based. If I use Node.js as a backend, then it is also JavaScript based. I need not learn any other new language like Java or a PHP, or let us say Python, or maybe .NET or so. Okay, therefore I can stick with a particular technology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it is up to us. Okay, if somebody wants, maybe some company decides to use Java plus Spring Boot as a backend, then front end they can choose anything else. Then there would be a different, maybe expert who is in Java plus Spring Boot, they might have a different backend engineer, and maybe somebody else who is good at front end, maybe they might choose Angular example. If they choose Angular, there could
Okay.
be they might hire a front end engineer who is skilled at Angular. Therefore, then there would be two different people who would be working on a back end
Mm-hmm.
and a front end. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it depends upon which skill set you have acquired. Based on that, company decides. If you have a full stack knowledge, then they will employ in the full stack. Similar opportunities you might be getting. And coming to the databases, right? You have
Oh,
RDBMS, NoSQL database,
yeah.
Graph database,
SQL.
and yeah, and also you have messaging queues, Kafka latest, right? Zero MQ, Rabbit MQ. Okay, these we should be
Which, which,
aware.
which, which one? The latest one? Which one is the messages?
Yeah, messaging queue,
Hello?
messaging queue means
Oh,
streaming,
oh, oh,
streaming.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah, I get you.
For example, yeah, for example, if you let us say in Amazon, right? In Amazon, if you want, if you do some, let us say, if you do a check, if you do a favorite, if you select add to cart, if you select a product, you like a product and
Mm-hmm.
you add to cart, right? If you add to cart, what it will
Mm-hmm.
do is it will send a message to a messaging queue. Okay, it will not wait till the transaction is completed. There would be another
Okay,
component which would be going to the messaging queue and read that message which has been sent by the checkout cart, and payment cart will read from the messaging queue, rather than both interacting. Both are independent, both will not interact with each other, rather they interact it via pub sub service, means publisher and subscriber.
okay, okay.
The checkout will be a publisher. It publishes some data to the messaging queue, and subscriber, who is the
Mm-hmm.
subscriber, let us say payment component will be a subscriber. Message published by the checkout component, and the message will be read by the payment component, and but both of them will
Mm-hmm.
never interact with each other.
Okay.
Okay, that's how modern applications are designed. They are designed like microservices. microservices, I mean message queue oriented, they are designed. Okay. And RDBMS right now we have MySQL and Postgres. Even startups also, whenever they want to store user data, for example, they want to maintain primary key, foreign key relationships, etc. They go for the RDBMS, at least for the user data. And for the other data like social
Yeah.
media data, unstructured data where there is no structure for the data, right? They will go for MongoDB, right? They go for the MongoDB and other databases. Cassandra is also columnar database. It also follows relation structure, but it
Okay.
follows, in addition to SQL, it follows no SQL also. That is the reason Cassandra is also included over here. Okay.
Okay.
And then this is the core full stack development. In addition to that, as part of this course, we also help you to deploy into Netlify, Heroku, Firebase, GCP. We will try to, whatever application we develop, let us say front end, back end, or a full stack application, those applications will help you to deploy into the cloud so that you can put it in your portfolio.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then we are not
Yeah.
right now we are not covering the DevOps and mobile app. DevOps and mobile app are a different set of courses, and that is a full-fledged. We have a separate DevOps course offered by the Visualpath. Those who are interested in the infrastructure part, right? Those people can learn the DevOps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And similarly
Okay.
mobile app,
Yeah.
somebody wants to become a mobile engineer, mobile developer, then they can also learn like Java, Kotlin, Objective C, React Native. Maybe if time permits, I would be introducing little bit of React Native and Ionic framework. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, using React Native you can develop mobile applications for Android and iOS.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Therefore
Yes.
this is moment. Okay, therefore this is the basic. I mean, almost in all the countries. I mean, everywhere across the developed countries, we have 100,000 plus salaries for the full stack developer. I mean, this is a
Mm-hmm.
average salaries in most of the in general. Right now people are getting around 140, 150K, but I've given average salaries. Okay, these are, if you work as a remote developer, these are the opportunities you have. There are a lot of remote
Mm-hmm.
developer companies. Only thing is we have to learn properly, right? We have to dedicate our time and do some hard work, and then we would be able to achieve whatever role we want. And application
Okay.
architecture, in terms of application architecture, yeah, you can see here presentation layer, business logic, and persistent data layer. You will be getting data from the backend and the database, right? These are the various layers, application layers. I mean, in terms of logically, we can segregate UI layer, business logic layer, and then data layer and database layer. And this is the
Okay.
difference which I have talked about already. Microservices architecture and monolithic is the traditional B2B applications are developed using the monolithic architecture. Whereas right now the modern applications from all the global tech giants and the startups are using microservices architecture. Okay,
Mm.
microservice architecture is each of the component can independently exist. They don't have any relation with each other.
Okay.
Okay, but all of them will be working as a
Mm-hmm.
single application because they interact. They have a messaging queue. They will send a message and they will interact between each other using messaging queue, and each one is not dependent on the other for the physical existence. It can
Yeah.
be decoupled is it can be easily decoupled and put it in another application. And it only thing is
Mm-hmm.
we need to plug in the API, the backend API.
Okay.
Okay. And then full stack tools and frameworks. And this is the browser request response cycle. Once we type, what happens once we type an URL in the website, DNS,
Mm-hmm.
how the resolution of the website happens, TCP connection, and the TCP connection also client server interaction, and then it goes to the HTTP request goes to the web, and then you get the request response like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. These are the server response codes, right? You will get through once you send a request, obviously you'll receive a response. It can be a successful response or it can be a failure response, right? You will receive a response from the server, and then it receives, if it is a success, it receives some files, html, css, java files, or some files which are stored on the server, and then those files would be passed by html parsing will be done, css parsing will be done, and javascript will be attached to that, and then those will be converted into document object model tree and css object model tree, and those will be combined into a rendered tree, and then they will be painting, which will be basically giving a user interface to the user.
Mhm.
Okay, therefore this is the entire cycle which is happening
Yes.
in the background.
Okay.
And then the front end, html, we already know what is the html and head, we have body html. These are all basic things, and just these are the things which we are going to cover in the code css. And then you can see the in demand programming languages in 2022. This is a Stack Overflow survey, wherein javascript is the most popular language. JavaScript, html, css, and sql are the most popular, followed by python is also most popular. Therefore, if you want to go into a machine learning, artificial intelligence, then you can learn Python as well along with JavaScript. See, Python can be used for
JavaScript.
the, yeah, JavaScript, html, sql you can learn as a full stack language. If you join a company where they do a front end, also everything with this, and also they have some applications where they want to integrate with the front end application, where they want to integrate machine learning or artificial intelligence platforms, then you may also learn python, which is also a very easy language.
Hmm.
Okay, therefore these are the most popular languages. uh, and then you can see comparison between java and javascript, compiled and interpreted, mainly used for the backend, mainly used for the front end, executed in java from jvm or in the browser, executed in the browser, allow better security, needs more effort to enhance security. Static typing, dynamic typing, here you need not declare a variable as a integer or a float or a boolean. You need not declare. You can just directly store the value automatically. Based on the value whatever is stored, it will take the data type. Okay, therefore javascript is a loosely typed language, and it supports all the features of any programming language, like it has the if then else conditionals, it has loops, for loops, while loop, it has
Hmm.
arrays, it has objects, it has classes, it has object oriented programming, and in addition to that, it has also many other features like async await promises. Async await is asynchronous programming, which makes javascript very scalable language. Okay.
Yeah.
Um okay, therefore these are the various features, and the javascript main features are call stack. It has an event loop, wherein all the requests can be placed, and they will be going into a queue, and it will not non-blocking operation, it will not block the operations. It will go into a loop, and the request will be executed continuously, and then those will be there would be a callback function which will be calling the result. Okay, therefore you have javascript call stack. And also javascript
Hmm.
has a objects, special objects, and asynchronous operations. And then this is
Yeah.
the js engine runtime environment, wherein you have a memory heap, call stack, and event loop, and it would be whatever request we place, though those would be going into a event loop, and the event loop has a lot of operations that would be doing. Okay, and this
Hmm.
if people can read, if you are interested in learning the javascript architecture, you can browse in the google, and you will get all this information. We'll also cover in the as part of the
Yeah.
javascript. Okay, and react features. Okay, see, it has a JSX syntax. We will see what is that. Performance, simplicity, and it is a component based, and you can divide a website into header, footer, and aside, main content, advertisement, portion, all those things. You can divide a particular website or an application into various components, and those components can be reused across the pages. Once a component is created, you can use in any page, right? Therefore it reduces the
Mm-hmm.
development effort, and also it increases the consistency. That means if you are using component, that means the look and feel of the website can be made uniform everywhere. Okay,
Okay.
and pros and cons of React. Okay, pros is easy to learn, ease in building dynamic web apps, reusable components, virtual DOM. What is a virtual DOM? Virtual DOM is a special feature in React wherein real DOM, document object model, is sitting in the browser. Virtual DOM is in React.
Mm-hmm.
Virtual DOM, what it does, it compares between the what is the current DOM. What is the DOM? DOM means website. What is the website structure of the website right now, and what changes user has made? It will identify the differences. Only the difference will be painted into the DOM. It will not refresh entire DOM in the browser. Rather, it will only refresh what are the changes made. Let us say in a dashboard, I have a user online count. If a user online count is changed from 0 to 5, then I will only update the user count. I will not refresh entire site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that feature is available through via virtual DOM in React. Okay, and performance
Okay.
enhancement, powerful composition model, unidirectional data flow, a lot of other features are there. And some cons are quick pace of development, React. Therefore documentation, it may be difficult to write the documentation because React is a very flexible and used by the startups. They will do very fast development. Okay, and view and logic layer of
Yeah.
mixed, because React is a unopinionated, means it doesn't have its own opinion. It has given the library. We can use any number of external npm libraries to enhance the React applications functionalities.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the basic imperative and declarative languages. Okay, this is how the languages looks like. In case of imperative language, you have to specify everything, whereas in the declarative, you can say return this state dot liked. If it is liked, it is a blue like, else it is a gray like, or something like that, right? It's a declarative language,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
is an imperative language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Okay.
then in React you have children props. I don't want to confuse right now. We will see about the children prop in the React. What is the various functionality of the children props? And then Stack Overflow Developer Survey 2021, React, jQuery, Angular, all these frameworks. We can see React JS is among the top, and then after that jQuery. jQuery is nothing but it is a supporting library for the JavaScript. You might be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of jQuery?
I do heard of it. I do heard of it. Yeah.
Okay,
jQuery.
okay, okay, right, right. Therefore, it is a whatever manipulating the DOM, right? You can do it with the jQuery.
Okay.
The HTML elements, right? You want to manipulate, you want to insert some elements into HTML, then you will be using to select various HTML elements, right? Document is HTML document. Document dot, you want to select element by ID or class or whatever, right? You want to do all those operations are possible using jQuery.
Mm.
And that requires less coding. In JavaScript, if you want to do the same thing, it takes a lot of coding, right? Yeah, jQuery is a library which simplifies the JavaScript operations. Okay,
Okay.
and in terms of React download popularity, you can see the popularity. The blue one is a React, and the orange one is a Vue, and the green one is the
Mm-hmm.
Angular. You can see the number of downloads over a period of time.
Yeah.
Okay, this graph you can go and get in the npm library.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and therefore this is how
Okay.
it's around I don't know how many, maybe 10 million or so, or 10 million people are downloading maybe. Okay, and then
Okay.
React versus Angular versus Vue, which we have already discussed. React is a flexible language, whereas Angular is a it has fixed templating architecture. Therefore, it is little bit of rigid when compared to React, and it has learning curve also is little bit high. Whereas React is
Mm-hmm.
a natural transition from the JavaScript because it follows entirely JavaScript syntax, everything. Whereas Angular is a little bit of deviation from the JavaScript, its own syntaxes, its own language and terminology is there. And I don't say language,
Mm-hmm.
its own terminology, its own keywords, and its own templates are there in Angular. Whereas React is a natural transition from the JavaScript.
Okay.
And the backend, you have Node.js. Node.js also is written in JavaScript. It also therefore it has all the features of the JavaScript: asynchronous, event driven, single threaded, highly scalable, cross platform, all those things. And MySQL, MongoDB, MySQL for the structured data, MongoDB for the unstructured data. Primary usage is the structured data. If you have, if you want to establish relationship between the tables, etc., then go for MySQL. If you want, if you want unstructured data, any data that comes in, you want to load the data into database, then you can go for the MongoDB. In MySQL, it has to be proper row and column structure. And database popularity, you can see enterprises uses Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, and startups uses Postgres, MongoDB, Firebase, Splunk, Redis. All these are used by startups. Startups never use Oracle or Oracle. Mostly they use MySQL onwards. MySQL, Postgres, MongoDB, Firebase, Splunk, Redis, Elasticsearch, etc. They use. And then JavaScript versus Node. What is the difference? JavaScript in the front end doesn't cannot exist itself on own, right? It has to depend on the browser. It has to function only in the
Mm-hmm.
browser, but in the browser means in what? In HTML only. Therefore, without HTML, JavaScript cannot exist in the front end, right? That's clear. In the
Okay.
backend, but in the backend, it can exist independently. I mean, in Node, right? JavaScript is stripped. It can run external to the browser console. In Node.js, it is not in any browser. Rather, it is functioning as a normal programming language in the Node.js. Whereas in the front end,
Mm-hmm.
though it doesn't have any placeholder, it always has to. This script tag always has to be inside the HTML document. Therefore, it is embedded in a HTML. That means it is functioning only inside the browser.
Mm-hmm.
And then MVC architecture, model view controller. In case of React, let us say if you have a data layer that is called model, and view is a what is rendered to the interface, and the controller is the logic part. You have to separate this part into a different components, right? Model, view, and so that those function independently. There is no dependency, or they can the logics are separated, the concerns are separated properly. Whenever you are making changes to one part, it should not impact the other part.
Okay.
And then these are the tools which we will be using: Git, GitHub, Postman for the API testing, Netlify for the front-end deployment, back-end Heroku, Vercel, and Firebase you can deploy front-end, and GCP you can deploy any application. You can create a Docker image, and you can run that Docker image across multiple clusters.
Okay.
Okay, and then these are the modules which are covered. HTML, CSS, JavaScript is not covered in the crash course, and other than that, everything is covered. In regular
Okay.
course,
Or of course, sorry. Okay, it's only HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Those are the modules that
yeah,
are not going to be covered. Huh? Okay.
yes, yes.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Okay. Yeah.
course structure, 4 weeks for the crash course, 2 months
Hello,
for
hello,
the
sir.
two. Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you this thing, the cloud deployment? Can you
Yeah,
just explain a little bit about the cloud deployment?
yeah. Cloud deployment is, for example, just a moment, hold on. Okay, for example, are you seeing my screen? Are you able to see my screen, Kemo?
Yes, clear. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. This is a GitHub, right? Now, from the local
Mm-hmm.
repository, you would be checking in the code into GitHub. Okay, from GitHub, you
Mm-hmm.
will be deploying into a Netlify kind of thing. Let us say for the previous HTML, CSS batch, right? CSS JavaScript, which I've covered recently. For them, we have developed a small piece of application, right? Let us say this one using just
Okay.
HTML, CSS, right? This
Mm-hmm.
has been deployed in the Netlify. We have established a connection between a GitHub and a Netlify. Netlify is a cloud provider. Okay, we can deploy the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript sites over there for free. We can
Mm-hmm.
deploy, and we can share this link, right? Font of some demo Netlify. We can put it in a your portfolio.
Yeah.
Okay, let us say if you want to switch mode, you can
Okay.
switch mode.
Yeah.
Okay, lorem ipsum, and then you have the sticky, and then you have some image gallery. You have some, let us say, maybe form. This is some learning basic application which we have developed during CSS HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, therefore this kind of this is what deploying cloud deployment is, deploying it to the Netlify. Similarly, you have word cell, right? Word cell. Okay, you have WordCell. You can for the you can deploy the applications. You have Heroku. I've shown in the just a moment. Right, Netlify, Heroku, WordCell, Firebase, GCP. This is cloud deployment.
Mm-hmm.
Deploying your front end and back end into a cloud is a cloud deployment.
Yeah.
Okay, and then projects and portfolio is nothing but whatever projects we are doing, we will organize that into a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that also as part of HTML, CSS, we have done small project for the students wherein they can create their own portfolio. That is already there. That also, once we join, you can also develop your own portfolio using Java, HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is the course
Yes.
structure. If you already know HTML, if you don't want to learn the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then you can straight away go start with the React, which is a 4 weeks. And in this you have two mini projects. One is React Node.js, and one main project, front end and back end. And this is how. And in case of 2 months, right, in case of 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
for every they will have additional projects. For HTML they will have project, CSS project, and then they will have JavaScript project, right? Every module they will have projects. And also the HTML, CSS, JavaScript will take around 1 month.
Okay.
Okay, therefore you can
Yeah.
decide which one. I mean, you can. I think in the you have the contact number, right? On the you can find the contact number in Visualpath also, website also. You can find Visualpath.in
Mm-hmm.
website. You can contact our team, and mostly in this week itself we want to start the classes. Okay, mostly in the next
Okay.
couple of days.
Okay. But you don't schedule dates for it.
See, normally we were supposed to start tomorrow itself, but because of
Mm.
our internal administrative people are on leave, one or two people are on leave. Mostly calling happens today, not today, tomorrow. maybe tomorrow and day after.
Mhm.
Mostly, I'm thinking of today is what, Tuesday, right? Mostly
Yes,
Thursday or Friday. Thursday or Friday class can start.
Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually Wednesday the class was supposed to be started, but because we
Mhm.
have 60 70 students, leads are there, but somehow the admin team could not, admin team, the person who was in charge was on leave, and that is the reason,
Mhm.
again, they would be, I mean, I would be doing again demo rather. Actually tomorrow I need to do the class. Rather, the admin team told that, let us do one more demo tomorrow, and then after that Thursday and Friday we'll do the class. From Thursday or Friday, we'll be starting the class.
Okay, Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Kemo, which one you want to go with? I mean, you want to go with the regular or you want to go with the this one, crash course?
The regular, I think I can go for the regular.
Oh, okay. Not an issue. I mean, you can choose whichever you want. I mean, if you want to brush up your
Yeah,
knowledge, yeah.
sure. So that one is
Joseph,
that one is two that one is 2 months, right?
yeah, that one is 2 months. Joseph,
Okay,
you
good.
someone else is Joseph. You're there, Joseph. Joseph, you're able to hear us. Joseph, sorry, I'm not getting your voice. You can
Can
type in the chat. You can type in the
can
chat.
can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, yes, Joseph.
Yeah. Well, I'm also interested in this course. I have seen this article on the Facebook, and I'm from
Yeah,
Sri
yeah.
Lanka actually. Uh,
Okay.
I have
Joseph,
communicated with you
Joseph,
WhatsApp. Yes. Yeah.
you join in the middle, or you miss something. You have
Yeah.
any
I have
doubts?
no doubt so far because you have well structured course so far. I understood what you're going to do in the crash course
Yeah,
and the regular one. I just wondering how long it will take the regular course. I didn't.
yeah. Regular course is 2 months, and then the project will be final project will be given to you as an assignment. It might
Okay.
take 1 week or 10 days based on how much time you will spend.
Okay, so if I take the crash course, what is the
Yeah.
duration? It's a 30 days, right? Per day, how many
30 work.
hours class?
I'll tell you. Those are both in terms of a crash course. It is 30 working days, 30
Uh,
working days, and Monday to Saturday, 6 days classes will be there. Only Sunday is a holiday,
okay, so
and
yeah,
every day
it's
we'll
a
be
time.
having 1.5 hour duration. And
Okay, fine.
sometimes if required, if time permits, we'll extend. Otherwise, normally it is 1.5 hour.
Okay, fine.
Okay, in case of 30 days, again the project will be there. A project assignment. I mean, there would be a requirement document will be given to you as part
Okay,
of user stories, etc. And that requirement document you will understand, and first you will design. You will try to design on your own how to identify what are the features that are required. Means I'll give a requirement, then you will convert into a user story and epic user story and Scrum model, right? Epic user story and
yeah,
features kind of thing. You will decompose that, and then you try to implement. Let us say one day you'll implement login feature, another day you'll implement some other feature, right? You will go to the dashboard, or maybe you have a CRUD, create, update, delete, etc. You implement that. Therefore, that's how we will give the requirement, and you may take maybe some people may complete in 3 days, some people 7 days, or it depends.
okay. So end of the
Okay.
do I get a certificate of the end of the course?
Yes, certificate. We give the certificate. Visualpath is a one of the reputed organization in Hyderabad in India,
Oh,
and I mean it is almost 15th year it is in operation. Therefore, we have our certificate is identified by most of the startups and other
oh,
companies know Visualpath means they know it's in Hyderabad.
okay. Thank you.
we
Thank
are
you very
we
much.
are also specialized in DevOps. If you people anybody else is interested in DevOps and cloud engineer courses also, you can refer your friends.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. And mostly what you can do is in the advertisement itself there is a number. You can ask them for the whatever course you have chosen, regular if you have chosen, then you can ask for the payment link, etc. They will coordinate. Most probably I'll be starting the class on either Thursday or a Friday. Tomorrow also we'll be having demo from some more people, because our admin team, one of the ladies on leave. Unfortunately, she was one the coordinating, and we could not get the people to join. Therefore, that's the reason. That's the reason we will be conducting a demo and tomorrow also. Okay, and tomorrow we'll be having two demos for the crash course as well as the regular course.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, that's it. Kemo, you have anything? Any doubt?
Okay, no, no. Yeah, I'm concerned about the payment, but you say someone will come and clear that. So I think so.
Okay. Okay, then I'll be ending the call. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Looking forward to see you in class, and we'll do. See, ultimately, just I'll show. One slide, which is you people have to keep in mind is that which I've stopped at this slide, right? This is the key part, which is every developer has to inculcate. This is, you can see, right, what is the recipe for success, right? There is a difference
Mm-hmm.
between right, this is what you people need to have passion, right?
Yeah,
Passion means
yeah, of course, yeah,
you are creating something, means you need to have a passion, okay, for that what you want to
correct,
do,
yeah.
right? If you don't like coding, don't join the course. If you are passionate to create new things, let us say you create a login screen, maybe it is not functioning at all, but the color, the button, the username and submit button you create, you should feel happy because you created something new, right? Therefore, if you feel
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah,
kind of happiness and passion for creating new things, then definitely if you have that quality, you can become maybe not immediately after 3 months, maybe after 6 months you will become a very good developer. Okay.
so.
Therefore, yeah, passion, discipline, hard work, perseverance, and satisfaction. Out of which perseverance I've highlighted because that is the most important thing. Because in whatever we do, right, in whatever we do, we may not be able to succeed for the first time. We need to we need to do it repeatedly. Then only we will get success, right? Even greatest examples are our Einstein, Newton. A lot of people have tried hundreds of times for achieving the success. Therefore, don't think that just by learning a language you will immediately get success. But we need to continue. See, for example, there are startups which will fail in a year. There are startups they who work for 10 years, they become success on the 10th year. But startups who just work for 1 year, and then they said it is not going to work, and then they went away, and then the startup is closed, right? like that
Mm-hmm.
like that who work continuously for longer duration, they are bound to succeed. There is no other way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, therefore, thanks, guys. With this, I will close the meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.